Hey guys, am I live? Can you see? I'm gonna wait a little bit so everyone can get in here. Sorry, I did not give you guys very much notice for this because I just got off work and was like, I want to go live and do an album flip. And then I realized that wasn't really enough heads up for you guys. So we're just gonna see how it goes. Anyone who doesn't catch this obviously can just put on replay. It's just gonna be an album flip because I finally finished my Hawaii album. So I figured I just might as well do a live. So I'm just gonna get this on my phone so I can see comments. There we go. Hey Joyce. I'll give it a couple minutes. How are you? What are you up to this weekend? I am so glad to be off work. You don't even know. This week has been crazy. All right, let's see how to move this out of the way. I hope this light isn't gonna be glary too much, but if I turn it off, it looks too dark, so home scrapping, me too. The Sweet and Sassy crop is this weekend, so I'm hoping I can play along with them after this. But I felt like I just really needed to do my Hawaii album flip so I can feel like I finished that chapter before I moved on. Hey Danielle. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I know it's just a couple of us in here. Hopefully some more people will join, but sorry, I know this is last minute. Everyone else can catch it on the replay. So that first page was just from something else. This actually goes in more than one book. Can I show you how ridiculous this is, you guys? Like, come on. What? And this isn't even everything. It had to spill it over into another folder. So this was before my trip. That's for something else. But this is my first page of Hawaii. So I tried to get most of it in one book, but it just didn't happen. So I think most of these have process videos. A lot of them are for challenges. A lot of them are scrap lifts or sketches. So if I remember, I'll try and tell you, but if there's one particular one you like, all the detail will be in that process video. Thanks, Joyce. Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet. Like, I've been working on this obviously for so long. It's been over a year since I actually went on this vacation. So having it done, it feels super accomplished. But at the same time, it's like, I'm really gonna miss scrapping these photos because they were so fun. But yeah, my first page is just kind of an opener that summarizes everything that we did. Kind of like the bucket list of stuff we wanted to get done on the vacation. Sorry, Billy's drinking water. Billy! Can you guys hear that? Hey, Moira. Billy, come here. I swear, he waits until I turn the camera on to take a really long drink of water. Sorry, that's just gonna be in the background. So this was kind of just my overview page. I thought it was nice because it kind of summarized what we did on the trip, and it's just your obligatory airplane window picture. This is the first sight when we saw the islands, you can see down there. And then I think this was a sketch challenge, but this is my brother's condo, and we got in super late. So by the time we actually got to my brother's condo, because we had to stop and do grocery shopping and stuff first, the sun was already going down the first day, but I just thought this photo was so pretty, and his condo just looks like a dream, so I really wanted to get that picture. Hey Gail, thanks for joining again. I'm glad you like it, Moira, because sometimes I'm like, why? And I feel like I have to tell you guys what that sound is, otherwise it'll just be really weird, strange background noise. Hey, Ronnie. Thank you, TMS. So yeah, hopefully this isn't gonna be super, super long, but there's a lot of pages. I didn't even count how many pages there were, but yeah. And this was that night also. The sun was going down. I was like, I gotta get some pictures at the beach before the sun goes down on the first day. So this is just at my brother's condo. I just took some pictures. And a lot of this stuff is from Lisa that she sent me in some happy mail. This little marvelous, these rhinestones, and this little heart I thought was super cute. So that's where that stuff came from. And then this one I think was for a recipe challenge. I think it was like grab 5 or something. But yeah, this is some Palm Beach, I think this is. I used a lot of Palm Beach this vacation, as well as On Trend too, I think it was. So yeah, I just did a little bit of stamping and some washi, but I'm pretty sure this was just for a recipe challenge, because I look at it now, I'm like, why did I put that with that? And I'm pretty sure it was just because I had to for the challenge, but I think it's cool. This was just, again, at my brother's condo. I did a morning selfie, and they were supposed to put a golf course in at his condo, and they just never finished it. So they have the green. There's like no hole for people to actually like golf. But I just thought it was really pretty with the trees. That's why I took a picture. And then that next morning was Sunday, so we went to church. This was a sketch challenge, I know. So I got stitching in here. I think I had some die cuts from Jennifer on here too, but that was a fun one. I think that was for the Secret Kit Club party weekend. Moira will know because she, I can't remember if that was a Mercy Tiara challenge or if that was a Secret Kit Club challenge. But yeah, I think both of these were sketches. And oh my gosh, do you guys remember, I just now remembered this process video. I was in the middle of voiceovering and I put these gold accents on here, and I wanted some gold in every cluster, so I put some around this flamingo and some around this flamingo. And I remember because I was like halfway through this process video and I started laughing because it looked like the flamingo was tooting. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Secret party weekend. Okay, thanks, Moira. I just remember that. I haven't looked back through these pages. I organized them, but didn't really pay attention to them when I was putting them all in the book. So I'm kind of going through them again and remembering these things. But oh my gosh. And I had to leave it because I thought it was so funny. But yeah, there's a tooting flamingo on my page. I just can't move it now. But this was a post-church selfie because they gave all the visitors some chalet, which I thought was really sweet. I tried to get a lot of selfies this trip because I just feel like I didn't have enough photos of myself from the last vacation we did. And obviously as a scrapbooker, like you really only get pictures of yourself if it's a selfie. But after church, we did the Kealia Trail, which is really close to where my brother lives on the north shore of Oahu. So they have really cool mountains. They're kind of like stair-stepped, which is a lot different than the ones you'll see later on when we went to the east side of the island. But this was really cool because you just kind of went up to the top of this and you got a really cool view of the ocean and everything. And I think this one was a scrap lift of myself to show one of my go-to designs. I think I pretty much scrap lifted this one, but flipped it. So that's kind of why those look similar. But I was trying to show off like how I do my go-to design with these 3 photos. So I think that's kind of why those were similar. And then this one was just a monochromatic one. I think I did this for a challenge and then ended up doing something else for the challenge instead, because I put a lot of work into this one, but it didn't look as good as I wanted it to, I guess. I don't know. I did gesso, mixed media. I put some, I think Ronnie, did you send these to me or was that Jennifer? These may be from Ronnie. I know Jennifer sent me this stamp and die set of all these flowers, and I heat embossed and fussy cut all of those, and it took so much time, and then I feel like I didn't get a good payoff. But in the end, I like the page. I think it turned out cool, but I think I originally did it for a challenge and or a collaboration, and then decided I wanted something different. And then this is the same hike. We were coming back down, but you can really see like the way those mountains are created, how they're like plateaus. It's so weird. I thought it was really cool though. This one I was really just trying to use up my watermelon die cut, so I was pulling in like everything that was like pink and green. And One Canoe 2. You guys, have you heard about One Canoe 2? I'm so sad. Yeah, Ronnie. I still actually, those are right next to me, your whole little container. I've been going through this thing like crazy. You don't even know. Yeah, I still have some. I've used a lot of that though. But yeah, One Canoe 2, you guys, they're not partnered with American Crafts either. So there's no more One Canoe 2 scrapbooking collections coming out, like for the foreseeable future. I'm so sad. I'm gonna have to go back and find some of their earlier collections that I haven't got to work with and just use those, I guess. Like I know Twilight's back at Joanne, so I'm gonna have to try that because I haven't used Twilight. It is. But I try to be gentle with it. I just keep it next to my desk and I really just use it to get stuff out. But yeah, I love this too. I'm hoarding that as well. I'm trying to keep it safe in here. But yeah, I love the goldenrod. So pretty. That was just, we went to Waima Bay that night just to spend some time on the ocean. And there was a 50-foot swell that came in. So there's like caution tape across us. And we couldn't even go down to the water because the riptides were so bad that you like weren't allowed to even touch the water. It was crazy, but it was so cool seeing the big waves come in, and there were like some pro surfers out there practicing. I'm like, you guys are insane going out there with those waves. And I think both of these were from telephone hops. So I know I scrap lifted somebody, but I don't remember who, because we've done a lot of telephone hops. And there's actually another one coming up soon. I'm so excited. But I know both of these were scrap lifts. And this was the next morning, just my selfie by the beach. And then we went to the Kualoa Ranch, which is on East Shore or West Shore? I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember which side of the island we're on. But this is where a lot of like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Jumanji, like a lot of those movies were filmed. So it was so cool. They actually had Blue's cage from Jurassic World. So I got in there. And then this is the front of the ranch, which just looks insane. You drive into the parking lot and there's this really cool barn and you just see this ridge line behind you and it just looks like Jurassic Park. It is insane. This place was so cool. So that was like my opening to this event. And then we got there and I went to see the horses. So I just took a couple pictures with them. This was for an off the board with pineapple papers hop. So I know this was a Pinterest inspiration that I scrap lift. But I got my helmet on and this is where we went trail riding through the mountains and it was so cool. I did so many pages for this. Yes, I can't wait for the next telephone hop. I got a fun team too. I know Miranda's in my team. I think Christy's in my team too for this next time. I can't remember who else. I think this was for a Secret Not Secret challenge to do a quote as a title, which is why it's super long, but it's a quote from Jurassic World because this is the actual gate from the movie that we had to go through to go on the trail. And in the movie, the Jurassic World sign isn't on there, but they added that so people could recognize it easier. But that's the actual gate from the movie. And then they just added the Jurassic World sign just so people could recognize it easier. But I thought that was super cool. We got to go through there. And then this is that log from Jurassic Park where they're running from all the little dinosaurs and they jump over the log and hide behind it. That's the actual tree and it's still there. So I thought that was really cool. I wanted to get a picture of that. So I documented that. And this was a double page, I think this was a sketch challenge, and I am so proud of this one. I got these really cool die cuts from a scrappy friend and some happy mail, and I decided to take screenshots from all the different movies that were from these scenes that we passed. So this puddle here in this picture is actually the footprint from Godzilla. So that's in frame, but you can also see this mountain here. That was the volcano from Jurassic World. So I thought that was really cool. This is Harley's golf course from Lost, and these are from skulls from Skull Island. So I have just little pictures from different movies so you can kind of place where they came from. But I thought this was so much fun doing the little film strip thing. So that was really fun to create too. And then this is just about our horses that we rode. I had the best horse, Hula. His name is Hula, and I love him so much. I wish I could take him home with me. Like, he was the best horse ever. But I was lucky because my brother got this horse. His name is Ted. And he was like, he just did not want to pick up his feet. He was so lazy. And so he kept tripping over himself constantly because he kept like not wanting to pick up his feet. And then my mom's horse, there was always this giant gap between my brother and my mom because my mom's horse, his name was Polu Kahai, which means blue eye because he has one blue eye. He was so lazy. He just did not want to keep up. And then this is a really cool scene because, again, that's the volcano from Jurassic World. But there's this little cow photo bombing in the background. So that was really funny. Yeah, Joyce, I love that double page. That was from a sketch, and I think there was actually a film strip or something in the sketch, and I was like, I'm using that die cut. I'm going to make it work. But yeah, I love how that one turned out. And then this one, I think this was from a telephone hop too, but this was the hop that I got to start. So I was the first person, so I got to choose what to do. And I'm pretty sure this was a Pinterest layout that I scrap lifted. But I love the layers in this one. And again, it's one canoe two. I'm loving my one canoe two pages even more, knowing that I can't get new one canoe two collections anymore. So I really appreciate what I have used so far. I'm gonna have to go to Joann's and pick up some Twilight, because I don't think I really used Twilight collection when it came out. So I'm gonna have to go back and at least use that one since I don't have a new collection. And then last page from this visit was just me and Hula, and then a picture of Hula looking out at the ocean. But that was just such a cool experience. That was definitely one of my bucket list items this trip, was to do the horse trail ride through these mountains. So yeah, more One Canoe, Two Goldenrod. I just love that collection. But very close to here was this Buddhist temple, and we figured we were already on that side of the island, so we might as well visit this place too. And it was so beautiful. It's a replica of a Buddhist temple in Kyoto, Japan, and it is just gorgeous. So we figured we were in the area, we would stop and visit, and you just walk up to this bridge and you see this temple just nudged into these mountains with these trees around it, and it is something from like a computer screensaver or something. It was just postcard perfect. So I definitely wanted to document that. And this was for a Secret Kit Club color play challenge, I think. So that's kind of, I think it was, I had to use blue, yellow, and blue, green, and red, maybe? I don't know. But I did whatever that challenge was. Navy, yes, navy and pink looks so good. Navy is like underrated in my opinion. I love navy. I actually have my next page that I'm gonna do with navy and blush. It's funny you said that, because I'm hoping to do that page next. But yeah, navy and blush is one of my faves for color combos. And One Canoe 2 is really good with matching their navy, yellows, and pinks. Like, they do really pretty color combos, but in a different way. Like, there's just a little twist. Like, the yellow is just a little different, or the pink's just a little different, but it still looks really cool. So yeah, I love that color combo. But yeah, that's from the front of the temple, and then this was from inside the temple. I'm pretty sure this was a sketch challenge. But yeah, that was so cool. They had this big Buddha statue inside, and you had to take your shoes off and everything. But it was so peaceful. They had this big koi pond out front, and there were two black swans swimming in it. Like, it was unreal. It was just like a whole, like, you stepped into a like different country. It was insane. You have which paper pad? The goldenrod. I love One Canoe 2. One Canoe 2 goldenrod. When it was first revealed, I didn't really go crazy for it, but as soon as I started seeing layouts with it, I was like, okay, never mind, I have to have it. I love One Canoe 2. I'm so, like, I know it's not their fault, but I'm really mad at them for not coming out with another collection. They had no control over it, obviously. I mean, but I'm gonna miss One Canoe 2 collections, and I know a lot of you are gonna be missing Chamel's collections, so I feel for you. This was for a challenge. It was to use a bunch of things that started with S, and we had a list. It was like stars, stitching, stencil, something else. But this was the third day. Yes, day 3. We woke up at 3:42 a.m. and I screenshotted the time so I would have proof. And the sun wasn't even up yet to take our plane to Maui, because we spent a night on Maui. So that was super cool. I'm not too pleased with how this one came out, but I'm really glad I tried something new with the mixed media and the stitching on top of it and stuff. So this is just one of those pages where I'm just experimenting. Those don't always turn out great, but I feel like I always learn something from the experience to try on a different page, so it's fine. I got some torn washi on there and stuff, but yeah, I just got my boarding pass, my screenshot from how ridiculously early we got up in the morning, and then my obligatory airplane window photo again. Yeah, Moira, I asked them because remember, Chamel came out and said she's not a partner anymore, which is why she's not coming out with any new collections in the foreseeable future. And that made me think, I was like, is that why One Canoe 2 hasn't come out with any collections? Because I was concerned why they weren't at Creativation this past year. And I messaged them on Instagram and I was like, so about this Chamel thing, like, does that mean that that's why you guys haven't come out with anything either? And they're like, yeah. So I'm a little, yeah, I'm sad. I kind of put two and two. I didn't realize it until Chamel had said that she's not a partner with American Crafts anymore. And then it kind of all clicked. I'm like, oh, that's why I'm really sad. So you haven't missed too much. I'm still in the, I mean, we've gone through some, but like you still have a lot to sit through. I know, Moira, I was so sad. So that's why I'm gonna have to go. I think I'm gonna have to do I think Twilight as a How to Kill a Kit with Style 1 month if I can get to Joann's and get a good bit of it, because I actually didn't use too much of that collection when it came out the first time, but I know Joann's has restocked on it, so I might try and get it now that I don't have anything else. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I always wonder when I see like a guy's name, I was like, is a guy really watching? I mean, not that I would mind, but yeah, that's happened before where people have been on their husband's account. This was for a Festive Friday challenge. I remember this was my very first design team layout for them, and it was for Dia de los Muertos, and I was really proud of it. I did some stitching, I used some Felicity Jane, I threw in some glitter cardstock, some vellum, and I was really proud of this one, even though it was super simple. But this was just my selfie once we landed. I had to do a selfie now that we were in Maui. Maui's beautiful, and I don't want to forget to mention this map unfolds. So if I took this page out, you can unfold the map and see the whole island, because I just couldn't make myself cut it off just in case I wanted to see the whole map. But this is actually the brochure they give you on the plane. So I really thought it was cool that I incorporated that on the plane travel page. But we landed here, and that's where the little geotag is. That's the airport. Our hotel was down here, and then the road to Hana is this road that goes down the entire side of the island, which is like the thing to do on Maui, is to take the road to Hana. But we didn't have enough time to do the whole thing. We only got like a third of the way down, but we still did some cool things in the day and a half we were there. We got there and we had a rainforest tour to do first thing, but we had like an hour or two to kill before we actually had to meet for that. So I just took a couple pictures of the landscape. And then we went and hung out on a beach that was near where we were meeting, just so we weren't too far away. And there was a little swing hanging on a tree on the beach. So my mom took that picture of me. I'm really proud of it. This is a mood board challenge for Mercy Tiara's inspiration series. This was my my hop video for them, which was really fun because I threw a lot of things together that I really didn't think went together, but it made a really cool result. So I was proud of it in the end. It was really weird making though, just because there were so many different things I threw together. But this was the start of the rainforest tour. So again, I had to do an obligatory selfie. I didn't realize how many selfies I actually took until I was scrapbooking them. But then I couldn't narrow them down because all the selfies were for different things. So there's a lot of selfies in this book, which I don't know how I feel about, but I'm like, at least I'm in pictures this time. But there's a little hibiscus in my ear, and I don't know which challenge this was for, but it was kind of just me using scraps, it looks like, of Palm Beach. And then this was for a challenge I know for sure. I think it was it a sketch challenge? I can't remember, but there were these groupings of bamboo in the rainforest, and when the wind hit them, they rubbed up against each other, and it was like giant wind chimes almost. They sounded so cool hitting each other, like you could just fall asleep to that sound. So I wanted to make sure to record that. I just called this Bamboo Lullaby. So that was fun. In general, I think this page is kind of weird and it's not my favorite, but again, it's one of those things, like, I'm glad I tried something new. And I think this is one of the times where I really only had scraps left, and this was a really good design to do with that because you only needed little strips here and there. So yeah, there's that one. And then you'll see this a couple times in my vacation albums because I just can't scrapbook every single picture. And when I have stuff like this where it's all just pictures of a plant, I don't want to do like 2 or 3 pages just of this when I already have so many pages to do. So I will do this sometimes where I'll just stick 6 4x6s to a page and call it good and not even embellish. Sometimes I embellish a little bit, but sometimes you'll see that just so the pictures get in the book. So yeah, I do that sometimes. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not alone with the selfies. Yeah. That happens to scrapbookers. You're not in photos unless you take selfies a lot of the time. Or like this one, we had to ask somebody to take our picture, which I find uncomfortable because I'm super introverted and I don't like having to ask strangers to do me favors. So it's pretty much either selfie or like a family member taking my picture. But this was the first waterfall we got to in our rainforest tour. It was a little twin falls, which was super cute. So that was super cool. And we just got our selfie in front of one of the falls. I think this was, maybe, I don't know if this was a sketch. I feel like this is a sketch challenge because I wouldn't have thought to do this circular element on my own. So I must have had some inspiration for that. But yeah, that's our first waterfall we got to. And this is the same waterfall from above. I love One Canoe 2, you guys. I'm seeing these One Canoe 2 layouts and it's just making me like sad all over again. But I just love them. But we had to climb up some rocks and to continue the trail. And you look back and you can see the waterfalls from the top view, which I thought was really pretty. And then I just got someone, I think my mom took this picture of me from behind looking at the fall. So I really appreciate when she does stuff like that because I really like those kinds of photos where it's kind of more candid of me in frame. I used this cut file from Redefine Creative. I love these cut files. And I backed it in the scenic paper, which I thought was a really cool way to use that because sometimes those scenic papers are really hard to use. And I was surprised that it looked so cool using it in a cut file like that, but yeah, it's another one. And then this is Vicky Booten. This is when I was guest designing for Scrapbook Your Joy. Pretty sure they sent me this whole collection. So again, this is climbing up the rock to get this picture, and then just another photo of me in some trees. So there's that one, and then I just wanted to document, I just bought these hiking boots for when me and Marcus go camping and hiking. So I brought them here because I knew we were going to do a rainforest tour and they took a beating. Oh my goodness. I even, like, one of my Snapchats, it even says in the screenshot, rainforest equals mud forest. I mean, these boots got waterlogged and muddy so many times and they really held together. But yeah, I just want to document my boots in that one because I just bought those boots and this was the first time I was really breaking them in. So they did well. I'm proud of them. But I actually did some brown mixed media, so it looked a little muddy, which was fun. I actually had an excuse to do brown mixed media, which we don't do because it looks muddy, but that was the point. Yeah, if you, I'm sorry, Storm Spotter Mike, I don't know who your name is because I know you're using your husband's account, but I'm sure I know you. But Redefine Creative, because I don't have an electronic die cutter, so I can't cut them myself. But Redefine Creative sells them pre-cut, and they're for a really good price. So if you go to their store, they're amazing, and they're always really good quality when she sends them to me. But that's the way I get cut files because I can't cut them myself. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, it's kind of hit or miss if you're gonna like that or not, but I'm like, if there's ever a time to do like muddy looking mixed media, it's on a layout about mud. Thank you, Joy. This one, I think I scrap lifted Chamel, and I just thought it was a cool design how she had her section up here with the photos and then it just kind of trickled down. I see her do that a lot and I think it's so cool, but I just did kind of what she did with my journaling. And then I think this word means story in Hawaiian, and so it kind of reads love this story, but I tried to do that a couple times in this trip too, use Hawaiian words as the title. I just think that's a fun thing to do if you're in a country or you're in another location that has a different native language, to kind of pull that into the experience of the page. So I really try and do that sometimes too. Yeah, more her cut files, I love them. So yeah, there's that one. And then this one was another Felicity Jane layout, so tried to keep it kind of light and pretty. Use some cute little tassels and stuff, but this was just our lunch spot for the rainforest tour. So we got to this other waterfall and we sat and had lunch there, and that was super cool too. So that's just documenting that. And then after this, we got back to the car and we hadn't rolled up one of the windows all the way, and someone stole my overnight bag, and I was so sad. So we had to go to like the police and like file a report and everything, and then we had to go on a detour to kind of buy the replacement goods and stuff. So that was really sad, but at least it was just like one night's worth of stuff. They took some makeup that I really like, but you know, that was our own fault for not rolling the windows up. So that's unfortunate, but that was a part of this trip too. So I did just want to mention it a little bit, but I didn't want to linger too much on it because I didn't want that to be a huge memory in this trip since it was more negative. So we just ended the night going to this restaurant called Nalu's Southern Shore Grill that had some really good Hawaiian food. And I had these island style ribs with like kimchi, ginger rice, and some pasta, and it was amazing. Like I could have sat there and just eaten an entire bowl of that kimchi. It was amazing. So that's kind of what this page is about, but I did just mention about my stuff being stolen and that little detour, but again, I didn't want to focus too much on it. So yeah, it was sad. I do have a super cute outfit though from it, what I bought in order to replace my clothes for that night. So I got something good out of it, I guess. Yeah. Have you used the cut files yet, Danielle from them? They, Saturday afternoon. I don't know if I have any Saturday afternoon layouts with this collection. I might, but I have used Saturday afternoon a lot too from One Canoe too, and I really like that one. Yeah, I love her cut files, and I like especially that I don't need to cut them myself. But yeah, this one I'm pretty sure I was just trying to use up these big florally pieces, so I fussy cut those out of one of the pages and then just did a cluster up the side. But again, this was our first morning waking up in Maui, so we went out to the beach with coffee and me and my mom were just looking and taking pictures. So just documented that. And then she took this picture of me with my coffee on the rocks. And then I've had this Dear Lizzie wood veneer cut file for forever. And I tried to scrap lift, was it Laura who did this similar type of thing? I scrap lifted someone who used this cut file in a similar way. And I had to get it used up, and I thought this was a cool chance. But we went on a walk down the beach while we were waking up, and we met this dog who was playing catch in the ocean with her owner, and she had these goggles on. It was so funny. You got it, Danielle. You can use cut files. I thought they were scary, but they're not. And they add so much to a page. They are so fun. So good luck. I want to see what you make when you use it. You tag me on Instagram or something. Okay, if you want to look at Redefine Creative, you can literally just Google Redefine Creative, but it's creative with a K. And any of the pages where I've used a cut file, if you go to that process video, I will link her. I have her linked in the description too. But you can Google Redefine Creative, the Secret at Secret Kit Club. It'll bring you to her website. And she just has a whole bunch of cut files and other cute stuff in her store. I'll link it in this video too after it goes live when I can edit the description. So you can go to her store to get cut files from there. So yeah, excited about that. I don't know if this was a sketch or a challenge. This was a live, wasn't it? I think this one was a live. And I think it was a off the board inspiration. So I think I had a Pinterest inspiration I scrap lifted for this. But yeah, that was fun. And then after we kind of woke up, we had a whale watching tour set up for this day. And we went to the courtyard to wait, and they have this huge banyan tree, and it just spans like, I don't even know how, it says it was planted in 1873, and it's like a famous banyan tree. And banyan trees are really cool because the roots grow down from the branches. So you have this main trunk of the tree, but as the branches grow out, roots go down from the branches and into the ground, and it ends up forming all these extra trunks. So this tree has something like 17 major trunks or something, and it just covers this entire courtyard, and it was so cool. So I wanted to definitely make sure to document that. And we just hung out there while we were waiting for our boat to be ready for our whale watching tour. So then this background I did for Sarah Scrapp's mixed media class, which is still open. You can take her classes forever, and I highly recommend. I'm not huge on mixed media, but she had some really cool techniques that I really, really loved. This was one of the lessons. But I wanted to show kind of where we were, because we left Maui, which is this island, and drove. So you can see I did this little heat embossed stamp of Hawaii here. So Oahu is right here, which is where my brother lives. And then we flew to Maui, which was down here. And there's this little cluster of 4 islands right next to the big island, one of them being Maui. So for the whale watching tour, we took a boat pretty much out to the middle of the 4 islands, and that's where the whales all really liked to be. So while we were on the boat, I kind of got a picture of each island in each direction. So that's just labeling each island, just so I kind of had a reference. And then these little whale die cuts were actually coupons for a marina. We didn't end up going there, but I thought, hey, we went to see humpback whales. These are free ephemera. I'm gonna get them on there. So that's where that came from. Oh, did you? I ordered, you guys, oh, I'm so excited. I'm so glad you said that, Danielle. So I ordered my Secret at Secret Kit Club kit in January when I saw it first released at Creativation. But because it's coming from Poland and the whole pandemic thing happened and shipping's been on hold, we couldn't get it because it was coming from Poland. And Christina just posted yesterday that she's got a notification that the product is gonna arrive in the next couple of days. So I should hopefully have my kit for next month. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Thank you. Yeah, I really like doing stuff like that. To remember the actual experience and the location. So that was fun. This is a very different page for me, but I really appreciate it. It was a lot of work, but it was fun. I like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm glad I did that. I love this page too, was a scrap lift. And I think it's a scrap lift of another YouTuber. So in this process video, I link her original. So that's definitely worth a watch if you like this page. But I just pretty much did what she did because I loved what she did so much. These are my attempts at getting a whale selfie. So the boat trip was about an hour long and we were actually out there a little bit longer. So we watched the whales for a while, but then I was kind of like, I really want to get a selfie with a whale. And so for a while I was sitting here with my back to the whale trying to get a selfie with one in the background. And there you can see the little baby whale. And then here you can see Mama's blowhole right there. But the captain, I think he was kind of getting irritated at me. Like I was one of those millennials that can't just enjoy the experience and has to like be on social media during it instead of just enjoying it. And he didn't understand, like, I'm a scrapbooker. I want a picture. It has nothing to do with social media. And so he finally took out this toy whale and held it up behind my head for a picture. And he's like, there's your whale. He called it a whale fee, as like a whale selfie. But he's like, there's your picture. Now just enjoy the whale. Stop trying to just take selfies with it and just watch them. But I'm like, I'd watch them for 40 minutes. I just wanted one good picture with a whale. But I thought that was kind of funny, so I wanted to include that. But yeah, people on my Facebook thought that was like the actual whale, and I'm like, yeah, I wish, but that's just a toy. And then I actually have a video on YouTube. I don't even know where you'll find it, but I posted a video I did of this day of all the highlights of stuff we saw, but part of it was the mom and the baby whale jumped out of the water at the same time, and I got it on video. So I just took a screenshot of the video and wanted to record that as well. So that's that one. I use Hi-Swap's Wolf Pack and this whale paper I bought specifically for the whale watching, so I'm glad I got that used up. So there's that. Did you see it, Danielle? I didn't think a lot of people really saw that whale video, but I just feel like if I have the footage, I want to share it with you guys. It was so cool. It really did look like a real whale, like in the picture. It's funny. Yeah, some people were like, well, that's such a good shot. And then some people were like, why were you not looking at that? Why is your back turned just for a photo? I'm like, it's just a toy, you guys. This is another cut file for me to find creative, and I bought it specifically for this page because after we were done with our whale watching tour, we were going on the road to Hannah. And we stopped at a beach that was really well known for sea turtles, and we missed the window where they're usually all on the beach, but we did have one that was still hanging out and hadn't gone back yet. So I did just want to get a little picture with the sea turtle, because that was another one of my bucket list items, was to see a sea turtle in the wild. And there's a lot of wildlife laws there, obviously to protect the wildlife and so that you don't interfere with them. So you're not allowed to get within a certain distance or you know, mess with them at all. So I took this like huge long circle around the turtle to try and get in frame and not bother him at the same time. But yeah, I'm super glad. And this is a shaker pocket, these little sequins Lisa sent me. And I just thought they were so fun. So I made the cut file a shaker pocket, and I thought that was really fun too. So there's that one. And then this one is using some Felicity Jane. We went to Rock and Brews, which is owned by Gene and Paul from Kiss, the band Kiss. And so the inside is like decked out with like rock and roll flags, and they had live music. And excuse me, and I had these fish tacos, and they're like the best fish tacos I ever had in my life. They had this like mango salsa and coleslaw and like bean mix, and the waitress had told me to try it with having all of that on the taco, and it was so good. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. So that was definitely a memorable experience. The restaurant right next to this was owned by Willie Nelson. So we were trying to pick between going there or going here, but and then we went to Rock and Brews, and it was so cool. So that was an experience. I wanted to definitely record that. But gosh, that food was so good. The food we had on Maui was amazing. Everything we got was amazing. And this is another dish we always, I mean, I say we always, but I've only been to Hawaii twice, and I probably won't get to go back, unfortunately, but I'm very lucky I got to go twice. But this is like our favorite dish whenever we go is acai. Acai is a berry, it's a superfood, and they make kind of like a smoothie out of it, and you can add a whole bunch of different toppings. So I did just want to record our acai that we had that trip. The last time we were on Oahu, our last trip to Hawaii, we kind of figured out what our favorite ingredients were and then got that every time. But we kind of made a pact this time to try different ingredients each time we got it. So I kind of wanted to record each different one. So this is the place right next to my brother's house that we normally go to. And this is the place on Maui that we went to. And I had kiwi in this one. It was so good. And like bee pollen, they had bee pollen you can add. But yeah, I love acai. So I wanted to record our different dishes we had. And then this is when we were back at my brother's. We were back on Oahu, and I just took another selfie. I used some Prima marketing papers and did some mixed media details. But I think this one turned out kind of more monochromatic. Oh my gosh, the sea turtle swam right into you. Oh my gosh, it hit by, I can't imagine, like I didn't realize how big they were. I feel like it would be feeling like hit by a boulder, like, yeah, I agree, Moira. I love looking back through my albums because if I haven't seen them in a while, I like forget. And that's why we do this as scrapbookers, honestly, because you don't want those memories to fade. So I love the feeling you get looking through older albums and remembering something you forgot. Like that's the whole point to doing this. And I love experiencing that with you guys too. Like when we looked through my very first album ever and I hadn't looked at it in like over a decade. Oh, I love that. This was a page map collaboration with the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. They had us guest design for them, and that was super cool because that was my first time ever being published. The page maps had our designs on their website with the sketches when they were first released, and so we were all sent a random sketch that was going to be one of their sketches for the next month, and we created a layout, sent it back, and then they published them. So that was really, really cool. Except for my sketch was 8.5 by 11, and I've never done 8.5 by 11 before. So this is my first ever 8.5 by 11 layout, which was really fun. But actually, this wasn't my first one, was it? I don't know. Anyways, obviously I scrapbooked 12 by 12, so I ended up just matting it on a 12 by 12 to go in the album, but that was super cool for me to do too. But now that I think about it, this might be a sketch challenge. I don't know if this was the page maps one that was published was an Alice in Wonderland themed one that was from the Atlanta Botanical Garden. So it actually wasn't this layout now that I think about it. So this is my second 8.5 by 11 layout, but I have enjoyed trying that out and then just matting them on 12 by 12s when I was done. But this was just recording my morning coffee routine. This was from the morning I did that album flip through for you guys as a present idea. So that's one of my album flips that's already on my channel of something I made my brother. And then again, this is another Redefine Creative cut file. I actually decided not to back this one because I thought this Felicity Jane ombre paper was so beautiful. I just wanted it to stay as it was, but I love how the cloud looked over it. I think this was one of the first pages I did from the Henley Harper. I always mix up those two collections that I got for, I think it was the November or December kit from last year for Felicity Jane. But this was the following day. We went to Honolulu and we were gonna go to the Honolulu Zoo and hike Diamond Head Crater. So I love this photo I took in front of the zoo because you can see the zoo front with the sign, but you can see the crater behind it. So I thought that was so cool that I had one photo with like both of our things that we did today in frame. So yeah, that was a really cool photo. So I wanted to document that as a start to the day. And then obviously we went to the zoo first. So I have just a couple pictures of animals we saw. This elephant kept like waving to you. It was so funny. I got a video of her just being like, hey. But yeah, it looked super nice. And it just so crazy. I was impressed how big this zoo was, being like on an island and next to Honolulu. Like you can see all the skyscrapers in the background. And I don't know if you'd consider that a skyscraper, but you can see the buildings from Honolulu in the background. And all of a sudden there's a zoo. So that was kind of cool. But just wanted to record some of the favorite animals I saw. They had some gorgeous birds, this cute little fox. Oh my gosh. He's adorable. He's one of those animals you just wish you could like play with, but you know they're not domestic, so you can't. And then this is the Diamond Head Crater pages. So I died walking up this this hike. Is very short. Okay, so you get into this. So this is two photos I took, but you can see the whole crater between the two photos. You drive through the wall of the crater through this tunnel over here, and then you have a little building there with a little parking lot, and then you have the trail that goes up the mountain to the peak. And it starts out so easy and nice and flat, and then you get to where you're getting up the incline of the ridge, and it gets steep so fast. And even though it was not a long trail, I had to stop so many times. I was embarrassed. I'm so out of shape, you guys. I was like dying halfway up, and I was like, this is like the shortest hike and out of all the hikes we've done, and it was like hard for me. But I made it to the top, and I was so proud of myself after having a couple breakdowns. And my brother took this shot of me looking over the crater from behind on top of the diamond head point of the crater. So I love this shot he took of me. I thought that was so cool. But I love this photo because you can see the whole crater, and in the background you can see Cocoa Head, which is another hike you can do that's even more strenuous, much more strenuous, I should say, than Diamond Head. Diamond Head is a piece of cake compared to Cocoa Head, which I did not do. But I thought that's kind of cool. You could see that in the distance. It's another fond, I don't know if you could say fond, but another memory to put in the books. You went to Cocoa Head, Ariel? I've seen pictures from Cocoa Head, and those look amazing. Isn't Cocoa Head where the Stairway to Heaven is? You're not supposed to go on, but people do anyways. I feel like Cocoa Head's where that crazy staircase is that everyone always wants to do when they go to Hawaii, and it's illegal. You're not supposed to do it, but people still find a way, and the photos are insane that they take. Everybody, after this, Google Stairway to Heaven, Hawaii. The pictures are insane of this hike. Yeah, props to you if you did Cocoa Head. My brother does Cocoa Head all the time. Like, it's not a problem. Like, I can't imagine. Because that's an even longer and steeper hike than Diamond Head was. This was a live layout I did. That was a lot of fun. I did that for Mercy Tiara's page for a crop weekend we were having. So that was really fun. I used the Wander collection, and this pink paper is from One Canoe 2 Saturday afternoon. They only gave you one in the whole paper pad, and I think it is so pretty. I wish they gave you more. But this pink just went too well with this collection to not use. And then we went to the Dole Pineapple Plantation the day after that. So these are just some photos from there. This actually was the first photo I took. We pulled into the parking lot, and you can see the Dole building right there. And this flower is right in front of the car. But they have a whole garden there, so I took a bunch of pictures of different hibiscus. So I wanted to, thanks, Moira. Beautiful but rough. Yeah, I can't imagine doing Cocoa Head hike. It's illegal and it's closed. Yeah, the hike with the Stairway to Heaven looks crazy, but I wish it was still safe enough to do and legal. My brother, I don't want to get him in trouble, but he may or may not have tried to do that hike and got caught. So, yeah, this was for Moira will know. I scrap lifted somebody who was doing this design, and it was a part of a scrap lift thing, one scrap lift a day or one sketch a day type thing. But yeah, I was inspired by the people I was seeing doing it, so I did it too. But we were standing in line because we were gonna go on the Pineapple Express, which I didn't realize is an actual thing. But here's my actual ticket. We were standing in line, and this is a photo of the train we were on, and it just went through the Dole Pineapple Plantation, and they kind of had this automated recording that played as you passed everything to kind of explain what you were seeing. Christina's layout, I thought she did one of those. Thanks, Moira. Yeah. Yeah, so I thought that was really cool that I had the ticket on there, and then you can see the train, and just the scenery was so pretty while you're on this train. You just see this mountain in the background, and there's all these pineapple fields, and I think this is one of the more recent ones I did, but I used Heidi Swap's Pineapple Crush because there were so many pineapples in it. I tried to save this collection to use with all my Dole Pineapple Plantation photos, just because I'm like, if you're gonna use pineapples, it should be on the Dole Pineapple Plantation. But yeah, so there's that one. And then again, I just had a bunch of pictures of stuff from the Dole Pineapple Plantation, but I didn't feel like any of them really warranted their own page. So I just stuck a bunch of them on one page, did a tiny bit of embellishing. But yeah, they had this rainbow tree here where the bark is all different colors. I thought that was so cool. And there's this pink pineapple, and they just had some other cool botanicals I thought were awesome, so I wanted to record them. And they had this sign pointing in a bunch of different directions saying how far away you were to different landmarks. So they had like 3,027 miles to the North Pole, 4,530 miles to Seoul, Korea. Pearl Harbor was only 17 miles, obviously, because Pearl Harbor is not too far away from there. Paris, I just thought that was so cool. Antarctica, so I took a picture of that, but simple page, just pictures. And then a couple scenic photos from the Dole Pineapple Plantation I wanted to record, so got those on there. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with pictures on Hawaii. Everything is just so already picture perfect, and iPhones these days are insane. I mean, Androids too. I don't use Android, but the cameras on phones are getting like ridiculous, and they're like professional level photos. Just makes you look good when you really don't have to do anything. But yeah. This one was, I think this is for a collaboration or a hop, but I really wanted to do this aqua and pink with black design, again using Pineapple Crush, fussy cut a pineapple. And they had a pineapple demo to show you how to harvest a pineapple and everything, and then they gave out samples, so that was just a selfie of me eating a pineapple. And then like the thing to do when you go to the Dole Pineapple Plantation is to get this pineapple whip, which is kind of like sherbet or sorbet. I don't know what the proper term is for that, but it's really, really yummy. So I had to get a selfie of that too, because that's like another one of those bucket list items, things you do when you go to the Dole Pineapple Plantation. So there's those. And then we left there, and we didn't really have anything planned for the rest of the day. So I kind of just looked up on TripAdvisor things that were in the area of the Pineapple Plantation. And this little coffee shop was really close to us, and it was rated really high. So we went there. It's called Green World Coffee Farm. We got some coffee, and it was so good. I forgot what I got, but it was similar to a Frappuccino. It was really, really good, though. They grow their own coffee, and you can see they have inside, they show you the different stages of the bean and how they harvest it, and they have a whole bunch of like t-shirts and mugs and stuff, merchandise you can buy. But you walk through here in the middle of their coffee bean farm, and there's just a little sitting area with a bunch of like benches around a tree, and so that's where we sat and drank our coffee, and it was just really, really nice. So I wanted to record that as well. And then one of the other things that ended up popping up was something I didn't even know about. I didn't know this existed. They don't advertise it. It's a sacred spot to the Hawaiians. It's called, I think it's called Kukani Loko. I have the name somewhere in here. I don't want to say it wrong. Yeah, Kukani Loko. It is the birthing stones where the Hawaiian royalty used to be born. And it's considered, it's kind of like the Stonehenge of Hawaii almost. They consider it like a, this is just from I got from Wikipedia, but like they consider it like an energy vortex, a sacred place. And they also, there's some speculation that the rocks were laid out in a way to help with tracking the stars. So I just thought all of that was super fascinating, and we were in the area, so we decided to stop by. And this is all you see. There's no signs or anything, and you just park on the side of the road, walk down this hill, and you just see this dirt path that's lined with rocks up to these two bigger rocks. And then past that, there's this whole like little scene where there's just rocks laid out, and it was just so cool, and it's something we didn't even know about. So that's just me with the two big rocks that you normally see for the birthing stones. That's those two guys, and then a couple other things in the area. But I took a lot of pictures here just because, and we were the only ones here. It was crazy. I don't think they really want local or tourists coming here just because it is such a special place. So there was no one here when we came, and it was just so peaceful. Like I can't even explain how nice it was just to sit here. But once you go past that rock, there's this whole, they have it blocked off with a border that you don't cross, and we obviously were very respectful and didn't obeyed because only certain people are allowed to go in and maintain, and then it's very, very special to them. So I just took a couple pictures from outside the barrier, but I thought that was super cool that we got to see that, and I just was amazed that I didn't even know it existed. So yeah, Ariel. Hopefully when the travel ban is up, you guys will get to go to Hawaii. You guys, my brother is stuck there. I know that sounds bad. I mean, poor him, stuck on Hawaii. He's in the Army, first off, so he's deployed there. He was only supposed to be there for 3 years, and he was supposed to come back last month. He shipped everything back already. His car, his furniture, everything. And he was supposed to be on a plane like the next day or two to come back when the pandemic hit and they cut off all the planes. So he's been stuck there for a month now with nothing, like no car, no nothing, no job to go to because they already like transferred all of his credentials to where he's supposed to go next. But he's supposed to be home, and he's been stuck there for an additional month with like no car or anything because he's already shipped everything back when this whole thing happened. But yeah, that's... we're getting pictures of him, like he updates us on Snapchat sometimes, and because he's like temporarily like not going, he doesn't have a job there, so he's like growing out his beard and stuff for the first time in forever since he's actually like doesn't have to report temporarily. Yeah, I think that's super cool about the star tracking and stuff and the energy vortex type thing. And me and my mom are really big Outlander fans, so we already are all about the like stone circles and Stonehenge and that kind of thing from, what is it, Scotland? So seeing that there was kind of an equivalent version here that we actually could visit was super cool. So yeah, we miss him. We hope he can come home soon. But I'm like, if you have to be stuck anywhere, like you might as well be stuck on Hawaii, right? Like I don't really feel that bad for him. But he's stuck there still. So yeah, this was that day. And then the very next day we went on our favorite hike ever. We went on this hike the first time we visited, and it was our favorite. So we did it again. This is the Cayenne, I'm going to say it wrong again. I think it's called Cayenne Point. Why can I not remember the name of this hike? I said it 1,000 times during the process videos, and now I keep wanting to call it something else. I think it's called the Cayenne Point hike. So Oahu is kind of like a diamond, and my brother lives on North Shore, which is up here. And this hike basically goes to the very tippy top of Oahu, which is this point. So it's called Cayenne Point, and that hike basically goes to that corner of the island. And it goes through an albatross nesting ground. And so there's all these albatross that you pass, and They are massive. Like, they don't look that big, but we had them like flying over us and everything, and they are huge. And so I thought it was really cool. I wanted to document that. Yes, Outlander fans unite. I love Outlander. We don't have, I haven't seen this season yet because we don't have stars anymore, but I have all the books. I need to catch up, but the show passed where I was in the books. So, I can at least read the books if I really get desperate before waiting for them to come out on a DVD. But this is what you see on the hike. So you're literally walking on the edge of the island to the point of the island. And to the right, you have all this really cool lava rock and ocean. And to the left, you have this really cool mountain landscape and albatross nesting ground. It's insane. And we saw it a couple times, but the first time we took this hike the year before, you just saw humpback whales jumping out all over the place in the ocean. It's like, is this even real life? It's insane. But here's another one of my, just had a bunch of photos that were similar, but I could not cut them down. So I just did a page of a bunch of different, of all the photos together, no embellishment. That's me, that little speckle of a dot. I ran ahead and went out and to get a picture. My mom took that picture of me out on the cliff right there. Just for scale, but we just thought it was cool how that little bit of rock reached out over the ocean. But it's just gorgeous, like gorgeous, like this water. Like, I've been spoiled because our ocean in Georgia and even Florida, it just doesn't look like this. Like, I'm spoiled for beaches now. I just can't compare. You read most of the books more. They're big books. I really enjoyed when I was reading them until I started just switched to the show. The show is really good. I'll tell you, there's not a lot of shows I feel like hold up to the books, because a lot of shows I'm like, you might as well read the book because the book's just that much better. But I feel like Outlander is one of the few shows, it's cast perfectly, it's directed perfectly, it does the books justice. And I feel like that's so rare. But Outlander, they did a really good job. Yes. Yeah, I might read the books if I really get desperate to know what happens next, because I have them. The series got ahead of me, so I just started watching the series since they were doing such a good job keeping up with the books. This is the page you guys just saw. So that's at the end of the hike, you have all the rock and everything. You got sea urchins, a crab shell / possibly dead crab. I went over that in the process video. I really hope that's not a dead crab. I think it's just a shell, an exoskeleton that a crab shed when it was growing. But he looked really cool, so I wanted a picture of him, but just a selfie with me and my family. Yeah. And then this was for a Disney themed layout for Disney Day or something, and I did a Moira Ariel inspired. I had a whole mood board of Moira, you're a Disney princess. Did you know that? Moana. I can't believe I just said that. It's because I just saw your comment, Moira. Moana Ariel mood board that I based this layout off of, and of course I used a quote from Moana from the song. I just had a selfie of me looking over the ocean at the end of the hike, and again, just using some more Felicity Jane. And then I have my 2 pages of the monk seals. So this is another bucket list item. We didn't get to see the seals the last time we went on this hike. Sorry, Moira. And I was really hoping we were gonna get to see seals this time. So we did. There were 2 seals there, and this is the adult, so I got a couple pictures of her. So that's just this layout, and then the second one is the 6-month-old, and he was a ham. He was posing for the pictures like nothing else. Excuse me. I had to get a selfie with him too, just because he was so darn cute. So there is that, and then let me grab the other book. There's not a whole lot more, but I could not fit anything else in here. Like, look at this binder, it's ridiculous. Do you see that? Let me grab the rest of the book. We're almost done. All right, book number 2. Yeah, that was the last day, the last full day. We did that hike. And this is some more shots from that day. I already added my extenders in here because I know I'm gonna adding a bunch of papers. But again, more Felicity Jane. And there's this one point during this hike where it got overcast, and it felt so nice because we fried on this hike last time. So we were really, really happy. We had a little bit of drizzle at some point to help keep us cool. But the skies for just a couple minutes got really dark and cloudy, and it just looked crazy. And I thought it looked so, so cool. And I got this picture of an albatross like backlit by these dark clouds, and a couple shots of the mountains just covered in this like kind of cloud. And it was a crazy sight, and it was only for a couple minutes, but I really wanted to document that because it looks so insanely cool. Yeah, that's another page I did with my Felicity Jane kit, which I love. And then the very next day, we didn't have too much time to do anything, so we just went to the beach next to my brother's house and hung out for a little while. So I just got a selfie with me at the ocean, and then kind of like our family tradition at the beach is to drink land sharks. We put a pinch of salt in it, and it's so good. It's like the perfect beach beer. Yes, Danielle, I use D-rings for my nephew's baby albums, and I do really like them, but I've used these forever, and I can get so many more pages in them because you can extend them if you want. That I kind of like, the D-rings are really convenient, but I don't know if I'll want to switch for myself. But I'm really enjoying using the D-rings for Bennett's books. She is Sharon. Moira's a Disney princess. It's official. I think this was for Mercy Tiara Hop 2. This was a mood board challenge, I'm pretty sure. I always steal the mood boards because they're my favorite, and Moira always picks really good mood boards for the challenges. But I love this one. I used so many One Canoe 2 things and did so many little layers, and this one was a ton of fun. But that's just documenting our traditional beach land shark beer. And and then again, just a picture of my brother and my mom with their beer. And then I went down to the ocean to try and get a picture of them with these really cool mountains in the background. And the sun was so bright, I couldn't actually see my phone when I was taking pictures. So I was just clicking away, and I got back to my seat and kind of covered up with a towel so I could actually see my screen phone. And my brother like posed like, I don't know, he's just being a goober. So it made it on a scrapbook page, and now it's on YouTube forever. So I hope it was worth it. But I just thought it was so funny that he kind of made that little pose. So I wanted to include that. He's such a goofball. He won't care. But yeah, that was another fun one. And then this was, again, a more recent one that I did. We had brought the snorkels hoping we could actually go swimming in the ocean. And the water, even though we were on a different side of the island, well, we weren't on a different side, but we were in a different area where the water looked calmer. So we were hoping we could swim, but it was still like the rip current was still way, way, way too strong. So we actually didn't get to swim either. We actually got in the ocean, but we really could only get like waist high. Otherwise it was way too strong, the current was. And I'm not playing games. There's no lifeguards out here. We were the only ones. Not about to die on my last day in Hawaii. So I just wanted to record the beautiful beach and that we were kind of by ourselves, and then that we brought the snorkels, but there was no way that was happening. So we snorkeled the first time we were in Hawaii near my brother's house, and there was this like coral reef right in the shallows where my brother lives, and there was just so many like fish and eel and crab. I don't know, were there eel? There were like lampreys. I don't know if that counts as an eel. I don't think so. But there was a lot of really cool ocean wildlife really close to shore that we snorkeled last time we were here. So I was really hoping we'd get to do that again, but yeah, there's just no way. And then here, oh, this is funny. I forgot about this one too. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this was when I attempted to go in the water, and I'm only in there less than waist high. And I was looking back towards my mom because she was taking some pictures of me so I could scrapbook this page, and this wave comes and just knocks me out. I mean, I'm like, so I don't know if you can see this. This is worth holding up. I don't know if you guys can see this. If you haven't seen this photo, maybe look at the process video. But I got knocked out by that wave. And it just looked like such a small wave, but the water was just so insanely powerful that it didn't take much, and you were on your butt. So I wanted to record that because that was funny, and it was the only picture I have of me actually in the water this whole trip. So there's that recorded, and this is just some plants that's at my brother's condo that I just wanted to record just because I thought they were so pretty. So that's just that in his backyard. Pretty much, he's had all this plants. His neighbor have these giant flowers. So I went over and took a picture with one of them. Like, it's seriously, this flower is bigger than my head. It's ridiculous. So there's that one. And then This is when, right before we went to the airport, I went back out to the beach just for one final glimpse of Hawaii and the ocean, and my mom took a couple pictures, so I wanted to record that as well as a little, like, you know, thankful sentiment. So this is using One Canoe, Two Willow. I have lots of pages using that collection, although I was pretty much at the end of Hawaii by the time I started using One Canoe, Two Willow, so there's not a lot in this album. But yeah. And then we had a layover in Utah, and you can see the snow-capped mountains in the background of our plane, which I thought was really cool because we went from like Hawaii's beach to Utah's snow-capped mountains. The sun was rising and it was just gorgeous. It was so pretty. I've never been to Salt Lake City before. I've never been to Utah at all. But we had a massive layover here because the plane we landed in was the plane we were then taking home to Georgia. They just had to refuel it. But some debris hit one of the wings of the plane as we landed, so it needed a repair. So we had to wait like 4 hours or 3-hour delay or something for a different plane. So yeah, we were kind of stuck in Utah for a while, and then we were so sad because the first time we went to Hawaii, there were rainbows everywhere, like rainbows everywhere. Every day in Hawaii there were multiple rainbows, and it was just one of those things I really remembered about our first trip there. We did not see a single rainbow the entire time we were there this visit, and we literally, my brother dropped us off at the airport. As soon as we were inside and past the checkpoint where you could not go back outside, he calls us saying there's a rainbow outside and we can't even see it. It was so sad. I was like, are you kidding me? Like the first rainbow since we're here and we can't see it. But we were driving home. We flew back to Georgia. We were driving home from the airport, and right over my mom's house is a rainbow. I was like shocked. I was like, there you are. So I'm glad we got to see a rainbow that day, even though it wasn't in Hawaii, but I had to document that. I was like, no way is there a rainbow here right now. So yeah, there's that. But I think that's my last page. Yeah, so these are other photos and events. So maybe when I finish this album, I'll do the rest of the flip through, but I wanted to just get through my Hawaii vacation because I know that was an ordeal, and you guys have stuck with me scrapbooking those photos for like over a year now. So yeah, I want to do a giveaway, guys. You guys want a hashtag sticker book? Because I still have 3, and now that things are opening up, I think I actually am allowed to ship them now. Let me grab them. I want to do a giveaway because I think we're almost at 1,500, and I haven't done a giveaway for the past couple benchmarks. Oh. Okay. I have 3 left. Oh, Shamel. Now I'm really sad whenever I see Shamel stuff. You're from Utah, Sharon? I love that. Utah airport was super pretty. I mean, we only stayed in that one little area, but just seeing, like, being surrounded by the snow-capped mountains. I mean, I'm from Georgia. We have hills. Like, our mountains, like, you get up to North Georgia, yeah, we have mountains, but it's nothing like Utah mountains. So it was really cool seeing that. Okay, guys, there's 13 people in here. How should we do this? Should I pick a number again? I'm gonna pick one winner just because I don't have a lot left, so I want stuff to give away for future stuff. I'm gonna pick, you can only guess one number, so don't go spamming with a bunch of numbers. I'm gonna write down a number off screen. Between 1 and 1,000, go. Seriously, pick a number between 1 and 1,000. I wrote down what I did. And I will give a sticker book to whoever is closest, and you get to pick between one of these 3. We got 48, we got 22, we got 7, we got 555. You cannot guess the number someone else already guessed because I only got 1. Nobody has so far. We got 26. Between 1 and 1,000. Anybody else? I only got 5 people. 6 people. Sydney guessed 762. Danielle guessed 212. There's more people in here. Unless you don't want amazing hashtag sticker book. I'm gonna call it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, my number was 713, my birthday, July 13th. So Sydney won. Congratulations, Sydney. Tell me which sticker book you want. I can do flip throughs of any of them too. I know I flipped through these a couple times. Chamel's very rainbow, got some holographic, got some gold foil, got some alphabets. These are all their first ones. I know they've come out with new sticker books, but I only have the old ones. Got Maggie Holmes, very crepe papery, very girly. Again, lots of color, gold foil, labels, ballerina birds, etc., butterflies. And then Jen Hadfield is very homey, it's more cream based. We got houses, wood grains, gold, pastel colors, labels, people, word stickers, more gold, some clear frames, some botanical looking stuff. Which one do you want? Sydney, where are you? I still need stickers too, yay. Which one do you want? You can have any one of these three. You gotta pick one because I gotta save the other ones. I've heard Utah has some really nice hikes in like wildlife stuff. Just, here, let me write my thing down. You can either email me or message me on Instagram. I just need where you want me to ship it and which book you choose. What even is my Instagram? Oh my gosh, I'm not spelling my Instagram wrong. Kelsey May W. I'm pretty sure that's my Instagram. I should know this. You can either do Instagram or you can email. Kelsey May.Webster@gmail.com. There you go. Did I miscalculate? Was Sharon closer? I'll do 2. Sharon, were you closer? I just saw 700 and can't do math. Sharon, did you win? Sharon, pick a sticker book. I'll just do 2. I think Sharon, I'll just pick 2 people. Sharon, you can pick a sticker book too. But it has to be a different sticker book than Sydney. I don't know which one Sydney wants. You guys just message me. Message me on Instagram or Gmail. Sydney wants Jen Hadfield. You got it. Sharon, you were second. Go ahead and pick one. You want Chamel or Maggie Holmes? I'll just do 2. I think we're done, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. That was really fun. Just both of you guys, Sydney and Sharon, either message me on Instagram or email me where you want it sent and which one you choose. And I will get them out to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great weekend. And I will see you guys soon. I think I got a process video coming up in the next day or 2. So I got to figure out how to turn off this live because I can't remember. How do I stop it? How do I stop the live? I had the same problem last time. Do I do exit? My head's in frame. Hi, guys.